Chapter 4.4, Day 1, Example number 2, Factoring the sum or difference of two cubes. So first we are going to factor the monomial if there is any. So if you notice here, x cubed minus 125. Two terms will not have anything common. So we don't have any common monomial. So we cannot factor that. So say no. Step number 2 is to write the difference of cube formula, and that is a minus b times a square plus ab plus b square. Now we're going to use the difference of square formula to solve x cubed minus 125. First of all, we are going to write this into the form of a cube minus b cube. So we're going to write it as x cubed minus 5 cube, and x will be our a, and our b should be 5. So I'm going to plug x as a and b as 5 in this formula. So what we're gonna get here is x cubed minus 5 cubed equals x minus 5 times x squared plus 5x plus b squared, that is 5 squared. And final answer would be x minus 5 times x squared plus 5x plus 25. Next we are going to do is letter B, 16s to the 5 plus 54s squared. First of all, you're going to see if there is any common monomial. And in this case, we do have a common monomial. The common factor or common monomial is going to be 2s squared. And you're left with inside is 8s to the power 3 plus 27. Now we are going to write this 8s cube plus 27 as a cube plus b cube. So we keep the 2s square as it is, and we are going to write 8s as 2s cube plus 27 as 3 cube. Now we are going to apply the difference of square formula onto this section right here. So we're going to keep the 2s square as it is, and a plus b, so it means 2s plus 3 times a square, which is 2s square, minus ab, which is 2s times 3 plus b square, which is 3 square. So what do we get here is 2s square as it is, so this one as it is down, and 2s plus 3. Inside here we have is 4s square minus 6s plus 9. So we have a complete factor here. We can try and factor this again with using the quadratic formula or quadratic cross method, but we are just doing up to here for this example, so we're going to leave it here. For letter A, you're going to factor x cubed minus 64. So first of all, write it in a difference of cube form. So x cubed is already cube. 64, we can write it as 4 cube. And the formula is a minus b times a square plus ab plus b square. So a minus b means x minus 4 times x square plus 4x ab plus b square, which is 4 square. And your final answer is x minus 4 times x square plus 4x plus 16. Factor negative 16x to the 5 minus 250x squared completely. So first thing you want to see if you have any common monomial. In this case, we have negative 2x squared. So factor that negative 2x squared out. Inside, you're going to have both the term positive because you factor the negative. 16 divided by 2 is 8, and next to the 5 divided by x squared is 8x cubed plus 125. Write it in the addition of two cubes. So you this you're going to write it as 2x cubed, 125 as 5 cubed. Now you're going to apply the formula a cubed plus b cubed here. So that's going to be a plus b times a square minus ab plus b squared. So 4x squared minus 5 times 2x is 10x plus 5 squared, which is 25. Question number 4, you're going to apply cube formula. So it's going to be, you're writing it into a addition of 2 cubes. So a cube plus 3 cube, and that is a plus 3. A plus b, a square minus ab, which is 3a, plus b squared, that is 3 squared. So your final answer is a plus 3, a squared minus 3a plus 9, and that's going to be your final answer. Now for number 5, you can see that we have a common monomial in this case, and then the common monomial for this one is 6z squared. Once you factor that out, you're going to left here is z cube and minus 125. Write it in the form of difference of square. So that's z cube minus 5 cube. Here you're going to apply the formula of difference of cube, 6z squared as it is. And the formula is z minus 5 times z square, which is a square plus ab. So this is going to be ab. So 5z plus b square, which is 5 square, that's 25. So your final answer is this one. Now we are going to do example number 3, factoring by grouping. So that one is very important. We are going to factor by grouping. So it means we have to have either at least 4 terms so that we can group it by 2s. So first step is factor by grouping is you're going to put them into 2 groups. One is first 2 terms and the other one is last 2 terms. Now you're going to factor the GCF or the common monomial for the first factor. So the first factor is z cubed plus 5z squared. So the common monomial I can see is z squared. So we are going to take out z squared or divide it by z squared. Inside I'm left with z plus 5. In the second term, we have to recognize what is the common monomial. And in this case, we can see that 4 is a common monomial. But we also have to take the negative 4 outside. So negative sign. So take out the negative 4. Inside, you're left with z plus 5. So whenever you take negative factor out, inside the bracket, the terms become positive or opposite sign. If you're taking out the negative or factoring out the negative, inside the bracket, if it's a positive, become negative. If it's a negative, become positive. Now we're going to use the distributive property, which means we're going to take out the 2 common factor, or is a 2 common factor, or you're going to use the opposite of distributive property. So z square minus 4 makes 1 factor, and you're going to either take out z plus 5, z plus 5 outside. So now z minus 4, z square minus 4, this is the outer term as a 1 factor, and z plus 5 that you factor out as another factor. So z plus 5, another factor. So we have now 2 factors, z square minus 4 and z plus 5. If you notice this part right here, it is a difference of square. You can further break it down as z minus 2 times z plus 2. Z plus 5 as it is. Now this whole polynomial, you can break it into three factors: z minus 2, z plus 2, z plus 5, by grouping. Now we're going to try the problems. So I'm going to make two groups. One is this with the blue color and the other one is with the red color. You're going to find out the GCF, or the common monomial, for the blue one. So you can see that x squared is common. So x squared is common. Inside you left with x minus 2. On the second one, you're going to take out 9. But remember, you're going to take out negative 9. So once you factor negative 9 out, inside the bracket, the negative term become positive and the positive term become negative. The reason why we factored negative 9 is that we want to make these two factor exactly the same. So we want to have x minus 2 and x minus 2. These two factors should be same always, just like here, x plus 5, x plus 5. That's how we're going to use the opposite of distributive property. So x squared minus 9 into one bracket and x minus 2. Just think about as if you are distributing x squared with x minus 2 and then you're distributing negative 9 with x minus 2. In order to apply the factor by grouping properly, you're going to have these two factors same. Now we are going to break this factor more, that is x minus 3, x plus 3 times x minus 2. So this is a complete factor. Next is number 6. You're going to make two groups again for these four terms. First group has x to the power 2 common, and inside you have x plus 4. And then the second group has a negative 1 outside, so it's a negative 1, and you have x plus 4. We have two terms now. The outer one, x squared minus 1, makes one factor, so x squared minus 1, and x plus 4 another factor. You can break the x squared minus 1 square again furthermore, and that going to give you x minus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 4. So these are the complete factors of the given polynomial. Next is you're going to break this again into two groups. One group would have y squared common, the first one, and you have inside 3y plus 1. In the next one you have 3 common. So once you have 3 common, you have here is y, 9y divided by 3 is here, you're gonna get 3y, so 3y plus 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now the outer number makes one factor, so that's going to be y squared plus 3 and 3y plus 1. You have two factors, y squared plus 3 times 3y plus 1. Now we cannot break this anymore because it's not a difference of square, it's actually a sum of squares. So we don't have any formula to break sum of square. So this will be as it is.